Listen, Chelsea have had a poor window.
The only reason why they're on transfer is their own fault because they tried to deal with some youngsters. So the only person you can blame is yourself. You got yourself a transfer ban. You had a poor window.
100%.
Tough. All I can say, I'm not giving them good ratings because you didn't buy anyone because you got a transfer ban. That's your own fault. You had a poor window. And then at the last minute, you're one of your main centre backs who apparently has been your best centre back in pre-season said, "See you later, I'm gone," and you can't even sign anyone to replace him. You're bringing back Zuma from loan, thinking that it's all going to work out with Christian at centre back. Christian and Zuma, and Rudiger's injured, so them two are starting the season. Them two have never played with each other before because they've since the youth days. And you've got Alonso expecting to come back and be back how he was. Aspilicueta is getting on.
Oh, his legs are gone.
And let's not forget, they lost their manager in the summer as well. Their manager walked. They had for 1 year who they wanted to see for the transfer window. He walked. He had enough. He said, "The opportunity is I'm losing a Juve. See you later. I'm gone." So not that they lose their best player and their transfer ban, but they lost their manager. And for me, they must be just willing to say whatever happens, happens. Like literally, whatever happens. Because right now they're in a dire situation. And listen, as we said, their strength and depth is poor. Loftus-Cheek is injured. We don't know when he's going to be back. I think his injuries are comes and goes quite a lot with Loftus, and if he hasn't got that consistency yet, so he's gonna have a tough time coming back into that squad. Kovacic, Kante, and Jorginho are probably the best part about that team because they've played the whole season together and they know each other, and that's not saying much. We now go back to the talk we had last season. Pedro and Willian, 5 goals each. This time last year we were talking about Pedro and Willian. You were calling them for a title contenders with Hazard.
They finished third, didn't it? Finished third.
I mean, yeah, Chelsea, you've had a misery, man. I feel sorry for you fans because your expectation must be zero. And I mean, congratulations on the Europa League win. You're back in the Champions League. Good luck with that.
Well, yeah, they were in Champions League. I hope they're in Barcelona's group.
You know the funny thing with this is that Chelsea fans.
They're gonna win the league.
No.
Oh.
Chelsea win. Nah. But the funny thing about it is Chelsea fans. When obviously Jose got sacked. Obviously they've got an affinity with Jose. Jose got sacked and we got Ole, and all the things that Man United fans, legend. Bring through the youth, Chelsea fans were some of the first, and I ain't gonna call no names, innit? Those know who they are, innit? Especially on Twitter. But they were the first to be getting on Ollie. Ollie's not good enough. What has he done? Where has he come from? No experience. This, that, whatever. But you're in the same position. You're literally the same. Your manager got sacked. You got in a legend with no Premier League experience other than as a player. As a matter of fact, Ollie had some Premier League experience with Cardiff. He wasn't successful, but at least he managed in the Premier League. Your manager was with Derby in the Championship and couldn't get them up. Yeah, okay, they beat Man United in the FA Cup. What was it, the League Cup? 1 or 2. But you're in the exact same position, and now you're talking about, the youngsters, Mason Mount, and Tammy Abraham. Sorry, I ain't going to be disrespectful.
Who's even going to be their main striker?
What is it? I ain't trying to be disrespectful in it because
it do, man.
because man is just trying to make a living, make a career. He had a good season in the Championship with Aston Villa. Banging penalties, a lot of penalties.
Champions League, mad.
But Tammy Abraham ain't that good. He ain't that good. Now, I'll say this, and he's probably going to score a hat-trick against Man United on Sunday, innit? And come back to bite me. But if you're relying on Tammy Abraham and Batshuayi and Giroud, who barely even scores at the best of times, and I would say he's your best striker. Giroud's your best striker. He's your best option. That's what you're relying on. And I was big enough Willie Nedra last summer. I ain't doing it this year. I ain't doing it. Your hopes are literally pinned on Pulisic and Kante. That's it. That's your hopes right there. It's rough. And I don't feel sorry for him.
And Pulisic ain't that guy.
Yeah.
He ain't that guy.
Listen, I can't say I've watched Pulisic enough to even make that
He's
judgment.
still a baby, isn't he?
Yeah, he's young. He is.
21 or something.
But I don't feel sorry for them. I don't feel sorry for them because they spend a lot of money in the past. He said they've got this system where they get these young players and then farm them off into on loans, and no one else in the world can sign them. When they're ready to sell them, they're selling for extortionate fees. Stall a lot of these players' career. Granted, some of these players, these players make the decision, innit? But there's certain man you're thinking, boy, you should have left a long time, man. But for whatever reason, they didn't. And even Loftus-Cheek was stuck. He should have been playing for Chelsea long time. It's only when he then obviously started playing with Crystal Palace, like, oh, this guy's actually decent. Let me bring him back.
Yeah.
So I don't feel sorry for Chelsea. And for all the noise they were making about Solskjaer, again, I ain't got nothing against Lampard in it. But if he's flopping this season, you're going to be hearing from him. That's all I'm saying.